famous.
You're
And
right.
now the industry has become so uh, vaporized, per se, when you've got social media, where
Mm-hmm.
you've got casting directors and producers and projects, where it's not even about the talent anymore. It's
It's not.
about how many followers do you have.
Yes, it's
And
very
with
much about that.
followers turning into financial, that's
Dollar.
why you're seeing now actors having to, in their contracts, if they're on a network show and they're a series regular, they've got to live tweet. They've got to go out and they've got to promote the product. Where
Yeah, they do.
before, you could just be an actor. You can't do that shit no more. And
Yeah,
this
you
is why
know.
I tell people, number one is that, like, you've got to be able to understand as a performer, especially when you are an African American performer.
Mm-hmm.
There's over 10,000 registered actors in SAG,
Mm-hmm.
and only 4% are working.
You're
4
right.
out of 10,000 that are, in a
You're right.
sense, in the union. So this is
You're right.
where I tell people, number one is that if you want to be able, number one, to push that needle and have longevity, look at guys like Taye Diggs. When you think of Taye Diggs, as you say, for yourself, you're always working, just like me, because it's like, you know what? I don't put my eggs into one basket. I've
Yep.
always got to be constantly moving
Exactly.
because, as I said, knowledge is power. But you also have to have layers where you look at a guy like Taye Diggs, where he can play the love interest, but Taye Diggs keeps working
Yeah, you
because
know.
he takes everything in the sense where he's like, okay, you want me to play gay? I'll play gay because he's comfortable in who he is. And he
You're right.
is a natural performer, as from a
You're right.
theater background, where
You're
you've
right.
got guys that just show up to work, get a script, read the script, and then say, okay, I'm going to do this job and hope to move on to the next one. It's like, and they get one job and they feel, okay, well, I've made it because I've
You
booked
have it.
that one gig. And
You're
it's
right.
like, once you have that one gig, you should always be thinking about the next gig,
You're
not
right.
always the gig that you're stuck in right now. So for you, I know like you started off doing, as you say, as a rapper, and myself who used to work for BET, and I remember, you winning competitions in a sense on 106 in Park.
Yeah.
Did you feel that that helped elevate you in the sense to being recognized in the business to open more doors, or was that considered a hindrance because they're like, oh, some fucking rapper?
Mm. Well, for me, what it was is when I did that, what it made me more so is like a beacon, like for others. Like, because main thing is me. I don't just try to think about this thing as just me. Well, you know what I mean? Even though in a sense it is, any God-given talent you're given to navigate this earth with. So you either use it or you lose it. But the thing is, if you don't water it by being humble, then obviously all works without God is dead. And I've experienced that the hard way. Like I've messed up $100,000, like just being cocky, different things with it. Because I got into this thing when I was very young. So I was like 18, started experiencing fame, and then like you can lose yourself within this thing. So the fact that I had some failures that not everything panned out. One thing I would say about this life is this: like the universe actively responds to the work that you do. Like literally, like I got Wu-Tang, right? When I heard about Wu-Tang coming out, I instantly went into, like you were saying, looking at who the casting director is. Who's running this? What company is it possible to do? What network will it be on? Started looking into that, right? That was like maybe 2 weeks before all of a sudden I randomly get a call. And I started bombarding people, whoever I thought had anything to do with it. My resume flew to them instantly, like that night. So then all of a sudden I just get a call from my agent, like, yo, you think you can turn this around for me Monday? I said, what is it? He said, man, this is Wu-Tang thing. And I said, yeah, I can do that. You know what I mean? Send it to me. So I literally filmed it Thursday, sent it to him Friday because it was due Friday. And then I was on a plane Tuesday to go be a part of it. That's how rapidly he went. Like he called me. I was out with my lady. And Shorty was like, I had to apologize to it because this happened to me before when I'm out with someone. And he's like, yo, 90 people about to call you. I was like, 90 people about to call me for what? He said, yo, you got that joint. So They need you on a red eye tonight. Then sure enough, I started getting mad calls about it. And then I had to be on the red eye like that night and bounce. So I had to finish whatever I was doing at IHOP. As I was in IHOP about to enjoy my pancakes. They was like, nope, get up, hit this red eye. We need you going in 2 hours. I was like, all right. So then, like you're saying, the next gig, how I need to be aware and ready for that is Omar Benson told me that. And that's when I was doing HBO Ballers. I remember I was doing one Hollywood film. Yeah, he's a great dude. That's my dude. Like, I like him, man. That is my boy. You know what I mean? I love hanging with him. He's super cool. We enjoy ourselves whenever we're around each other. So basically, I told him the experience I had. Like, I was supposed to do something on, what show was it? I think it was Barbershop. I was a part of Barbershop, but I was supposed to have a bigger role on Barbershop. Except I didn't go to the screen tests or chemistry read. Now, I didn't think I had to because I never had to go to from any other one thing. And when I give my word to a project, I'm not trying to leave the project for anything. That's just the way I am. But I needed to go to a chemistry read for it. Didn't go to it. I didn't really have an idea of how important it was because I killed my audition. Normally when I kill an audition, the part is mine. So, but that wasn't the case. I needed to go meet with Ice Cube. I needed to be down there. I didn't go. So I didn't get this role that I was a shoo-in for. So I told him about it. He said, yo, bro, like, I don't care. If you already got one project, you're going to have to make that project wait and go get whatever it is the next one. Because when they done with you in that period of time, they done with you. You might not even be able to reach these people anymore. You understand? So you got to go get it. I learned that from him. So I had this other thing that was going on with Ballers. They wanted me to be back on Ballers. So my agent was concerned about that. I said, bro, you better not tell them nothing about this Ballers. Let's get this Wu-Tang. And when these joints go through, we going to dip from one to another. I sleep when I'm dead. We not doing none of that. I said, don't tell one what the left hand with right hand doing. Let them cats work it out. Basically, that's what they end up doing. So basically, whenever I finished filming Wu-Tang, I was in the car to go to Ballers. When I finished Ballers, I was in the car, go back to Wu-Tang. That's what was going on. I had to keep doing that because you have to really take your opportunities seriously. You can honestly lose opportunities trying to be professional. You know what I mean? And that's literally because this industry is not like this is not like a regular job. So the one thing that people do wrong when they go to auditions, they come in with the spirit of a regular job. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm a team player and I definitely think I can add to your experience and hopefully we get to work. That is boring. That doesn't make a mark. No one wants to hear that crap. No one cares about Tom. So now they're like, yo, I'm not working with Tom. Tom boring as hell. This movie got to be live. I can't use Tom. So usually when I come into an audition, I look at when I used to go in person. If I got to be around you in person, it was a wrap because you're going to tell me what I need to do, not without you knowing it to get this role. So I remember I went and did this role for Marlon Campbell, and this is Tyler Perry's cousin. So went down to this thing. I was supposed to play a football player. This movie was never made, and I was supposed to get a ton of money for it. So I'm kind of sad about it, but it never was made. So I go down there, and I come there. He was like, yo, man, I wasn't prepared for you to come here today. We don't even have a script for you. I said, well, what do I need a script for? He's like, what you mean? Brother, I don't have your lines. I don't have your script. We got other people's script. We ain't got yours. I said, so? Dude's supposed to be dyslexic. He a football player. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Like, so he's like, you want to do it without no script? I said, hell yeah. So basically, he just fed me another person's type of line, and I just said whatever came to my mind. Now, when he shows me the script, because eventually after I'm done auditioning, somebody brings it. He said, yo, look at this right here. Showed it to me. He said, everything you said is exactly what's in the script. So this cat went screaming through the building like, yo, this is how you audition. This cat, Robert Crayton, this is how you handle your business. Y'all cats ain't gonna get the role. So the other dude, this other guy shows up like, yeah, I was supposed to do that role. He said, man, look at you and look at him. Do you look like Robert Crayton? This is the size you need to be. You know what he did in there? He did it with no script. You think you can do it with no script? No, you can't. And like really, it was embarrassing what he was saying, but he was just excited that somebody came with enough like bravado about themselves to go ahead without the script. Because most people will be like, nah, I'll wait for the script. I'll do it next time. None of that. I just go for what I know in everything. You know what I mean? And how you can convey that you don't want to be put in a box is you got to give them elements that you can never be placed in a box. And a lot of times it causes I cause other actors when I'm next to them to really mess up. You know what I mean? Because I make the thing mine. To me, acting and performing is more like rapping to me than it is probably acting. Because most people go about it as they try to become what they think people want them to see. But acting is more in truth than that. You know what I mean? It's not about what you become. It's about who are you in this situation. Your mother just got killed and murdered for somebody. What would you do? I would snap. That's my personality. So I'm gonna become that. I'm not gonna try to become the guy who plots out and he sits and he's sad and he's mad at the same time and all this stuff that's outside of yourself is internal. How you respond. You know what I mean? So I really just really try to think cognitively that the concept is this: Denzel Washington, me and yourself. What's the difference between us and him? There really is no difference other than he had the opportunity to become Denzel Washington and he maximized it. So what I think of myself is this.
We get another Denzel, and I always think number one is that like we shouldn't be looking for another Denzel. Denzel is Denzel. He's done
Yes.
what he's done. You
Yes.
got your lane, and you got to figure out how if you can take inspiration from Denzel
You're right.
and what he's done in his career, great. But there's never going to be another Denzel. There's never going to be another Morgan.
It's not. Exactly.
There's
Exactly.
going to be one you, and that's the problem. Is that like when people are constantly trying to compare and use that as a comparison where like it's like the business doesn't move forward, like it stays stifled, and you gotta put your own stamp, because you know what, people think in this business you got a lifetime to make
You don't. You do
don't.
not. You got a shelf life. You definitely don't.
You have a shelf life, and especially in the sense number one, where like for example, I see
Yes, man.
so many actors, that have. And this is where like for example, it's always a big myth that people who are not in the business don't seem to understand. Where they're like, if an actor, is on a really, really, really great show, and he's been on that show for like 7 years. So let's just say, for example, let's take Jaleel White. Steve Urkel, Family Matters. He was on that show from a kid, grew up, became an older, in the sense, number one guy. Still looks the same.
Yeah.
But people think, okay, well, after you've been on a show that's that successful, when the show's done, all these offers are going to be waiting for you because you've been on.
And it's not.
And people don't understand. It's like the industry, once you've been on something for so long, and people know you as that character.
You're that character.
You're that character, and they want you to go away. Like they literally want you to go away for a few years.
You're right. And reinvent yourself.
And if you don't come back, especially in the sense in the industry of a reinventation, either come back with a whole different look.
You're right.
Or a whole different build.
You're right.
A whole different, in a sense, approach to the roles that you're going to take. They're automatically always going to see you in that role you played as a kid. And that's why Jaleel White has never really done shit.
You're right. You're right.
Like, for example,
another character like that is Screech.
Exactly.
Same thing.
And even, for example, like my mentor and friend, Kiefer Sutherland, legitimately one of the biggest actors in the world.
You're right.
There was a time when after, like, for example, when Kiefer shot Lost Boys, which is a classic icon film, and he had all of these offers at the time as a young actor, Stand By Me and all these different type of roles. But then when he started dating Julia Roberts, and he was all, because Julia was on the come up. Julia, had just done Pretty Woman and was starting to become that it girl.
You're right.
And it became for him, more or less of like, I remember he had been doing all of these amazing roles, but because the spotlight at that time was on Julia, he was just like Julia's man. Nobody cared about all the iconic stuff that he had done.
You're right.
He ended up, quitting Hollywood, and he left Hollywood and he picked up his shit and he went to Calgary for like 4 years, got a ranch.